So here we are. We're here for
Here we are.
another Bond review. If you have noticed, we've changed a bit.
And as you can tell by the lovely decor in the back of me, I am no longer in my office. I am
You've been
hanging out in
relegated.
the closet right now.
You've been like relegated to like the closet.
Yeah, we're gonna make do with what I got.
Yeah, it is what it is. We all get put in the closet at some point. Like even Eminem.
Yeah. I guess the real challenge is getting out of the closet.
Some people like just stay in there. It's okay. So did you make the drink?
I made a drink.
Okay. I know I asked earlier if you bought yellow chartreuse because I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I was gonna buy it yesterday, and then I looked at the price.
Pricey?
$68.
Yeah.
And it was for like 3/4 of an ounce.
I'm not gonna lie, so I'm not gonna say I feel slighted from the last time we did this, and yeah, I went out and got a orange sherbet, and someone didn't even participate. However, what I will say is, I said, you know what, me making a martini will be good enough, even if I don't buy the chartreuse.
That's fair. It's fair. I deserve it. But that's orange sherbet. It's like $10, $5.
Yeah, no, I get it.
So you didn't make it at all.
All right. So
What is
so this is what I made. What?
It's like a splash.
What's a splash?
It's like nothing. It's tiny.
What are you talking about? It's a martini. I
you tell me what you
followed the
made.
recipe.
You tell me what you made.
Okay. So I didn't have Tanqueray. I used shit. I used Hendrix.
Okay.
However, I had a special bottle, what's it called? Obtainium.
Ooh, I've seen it. I haven't tried it yet.
Yeah, it's a little more floral. My wife has kind of been a gin connoisseur. She's been going through my liquor cabinet, and I didn't know how low I actually was. So this is what I had available, and then had a vermouth. So vermouth. I used my my Hendrix, and then I think by now you realized I don't get all fancy in my bitters, so
right.
I know it called out 2 different kinds. Yeah, I just did 5 dashes of whatever bitters I had.
Okay, that's fair.
And then lastly, so it called for how do I say this? Lillet?
Yeah, I think it's Lillet. Lillet.
So I had the opportunity to buy this for one of the drinks. I think it might have been for the From Russia with Love, or maybe the Dr. No. I don't remember, but I also had found back in the day that Lillet is a good substitute would be Campari. Well, I had Campari, so I just splashed a little Campari in there.
A lot bitter, more bitter.
Yeah, and so I did take a sip prior to this, but yes, this is definitely martini. Definitely a little more on the bitter martini. I was gonna put some olives in there, but I don't know. I feel like that's kind of not Bond, you know.
Yeah, I agree. He's always a lemon peel kind of dude, you know.
Yeah, generally, if I put olives, I usually make a dirty teeny. That's just kind of how I live my life. A little dirty.
Dirty.
Yeah, so I withheld that, but yeah, that's what I made.
Okay. How is it? Did you hear that? Ping. My notifications. Sorry, guys.
No, I didn't hear that.
Okay, that's fine. Hopefully,
so
I made mine a little more faithful to the recipe,
Okay,
which of course, guys, you know me. I forgot the recipe book again.
sure.
Anyway, here's mine. I put it in a coupe glass. Okay.
Nice.
Yeah. It's I didn't have yellow chartreuse. I used green chartreuse because I
Okay,
have that. I can smell it. I used Junipero gin.
okay.
So 2 ounces. Also, like the recipe was like 2.5 ounces, basically a gin, and I was like, I'm gonna just do 2 ounces. Like
Yeah, I too just did the gin and sofa
gin and silver
pour of
pour.
2
Yeah,
ounces.
I was like, whoo, buddy. I don't know about. And then so I did 2 ounces of the Junipero. I did green instead of yellow chartreuse. I did Lillet. I didn't have the other vermouth. I guess I could have used Campari, like you said, but I didn't think
You
about
didn't
it.
have vermouth?
I might have had it from last one, but I didn't look. I used
But
extra Lillet.
okay.
I just doubled Lillet. I took the place of that vermouth with the Lillet.
See, and for the record, because I didn't have chartreuse, I doubled the vermouth. So I had about and then like I said, I threw some Campari in there. So I had about the same, level of fluid.
Yeah. Oh, I wasn't done yet, but yeah.
Oh, sorry.
No, the last thing is that I have orange bitters,
Okay.
and I just used all orange bitters instead of that Bram Stoker's Dracula one.
Okay.
So I did the same thing, but I don't know what bitters you use. I used orange. Uh,
I use bitters.
I almost used like Angostura bitters and orange bitters. But I was like, just dump a bunch of orange, just jump it all in
Right.
there. But so yeah, I was actually surprised it came out yellow. Like
Yeah.
because I was expecting to be like clear or a little green because of the chartreuse, but because the picture is very yellow.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna be honest with you, Mike. I'm not a big fan of what's the word? Martinis.
Oh, see, and I gotta be honest with you, I am. However, yes, mine might just be a little more bitter. So, like normally, what's funny is if this was any other martini, I'd probably give it a 4. I think with it
Yeah.
being a little more bitter, I'm giving it a 3.
There is a tendency with these bond drinks.
Yeah,
My man likes a stiff drink.
which and I can relate to that, and I do as well. That is one, I guess, one aspect that him and I agree on.
Is
Uh,
the bitterness of
well, I would say the strong liquor content in what he's drinking. Now we will get into some of his, dare I say, rapey tendencies. I don't. I don't know if him and I share that, but yeah.
well, I hope not. I mean, jeez. All right, let's see. I want to see if I can. None. Thank you. I'm trying to block off the notifications because I keep getting the ping, ping.
Yeah.
You might not hear it, but I 100% fucking hear it. So
I've heard a few, but at this point in time, I mean, what episode are we on? 4, of
we're
our
not ready
remote
we're not streamlined yet. 25 we might be.
I really hope by 25 that we are a well-oiled machine.
I'm not like you. I don't really like the stiff drinks. I'm kind of a little bitch with them. I like floral. I like citrus. I like not too sweet, but just enough to like. I'm gonna give it a 3.
Okay.
Now I know we're just giving out numbers right now. I can't remember like what we gave the other ones, but
I gave the one last week, or last episode, or whatever we want to fucking call the timeline. I gave it a 2. So
There was a 2 last time?
Yeah.
All right, so let me find a way to type faster. All right, so you just gave it a what? What'd you give this one?
I gave it a 3.
All right, cool. So it's better than last week's.
Yeah, and I mean, like,
You gave it a 2 or 3?
yeah, I was not a fan. Which, again, I'm not trying to shame you about not making a drink last time, but I do think you probably would have enjoyed it more than me, so it might have made it a little higher.
I might have. I honestly think that. I mean, the sherbet sounded nice.
I don't know. There was something off in that drink, but that was last episode's drink. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, go back and
overall,
check that out if you haven't listened already. I think it'd be really kind of weird if you're like listening to Thunderball and you haven't listened to the 3 previous. But if you haven't, hey, check
hey,
it out.
now's a good opportunity if you like what you hear to
If
go
you haven't
back
seen
and
us, if you haven't heard from us or something, and maybe this layout and algorithm is helping more, check it out. The only thing about these palm trees is you're missing my my dudes right here. Let me see if I can show you my dudes.
well, I see it moves a little bit, so
Yeah, it kind of sways.
yeah.
I'm gonna swap me on your side real quick. We'll see what that does.
Okay. Oh, there you
My
go.
dudes.
Yeah,
There's my dudes.
and you just
Now
have
you're-
more
But now
more
your face
opportunity
is,
to see some wrapping paper.
I would say if you move a little bit to your right, you can even, I don't know if you can move the camera at all. But yeah, there you go. Perfect. How's this? This is nice.
Wonderful.
You get to see all the guys in the back. Oh yeah, I got a new amiibo. You get any amiibos?
I haven't
Amiibos?
bought amiibos in years. No.
I have a problem with Second and Charles, and I get like tchotchkes. I don't know if you noticed.
Yeah, I do.
Uh, we'll give it away. But look up here. What we got here? Check that out. A little Samus
Oh, nice.
from Dread.
Yeah.
And then they also had a Ridley.
Oh, cool.
So I got one of each, and they're gonna fight each other. I don't know. That's pretty cool. Do you see this pop I got?
Is that the Street Shark?
It's a Street Shark, dude.
Yeah.
He's cool as fuck.
Yeah, Funko Pops, that's not something I've really gotten into, but if I were to get one or two,
I try to find ones that. All right, so it started off with like I'm gonna try and find ones that I personally like relate to a lot or I like a lot,
right?
And then now I have like 50 of them. But I mean, there's so many that I think I still have it kind of niche, like I have I got like Ash from Evil Dead, I got Nada from They Live, stuff like that.
Do they have a James Bond Funko Pop?
They're gone. No, they do. They have like all of them.
Do you have a Bond Funko Pop?
I actually weirdly haven't found any. There's one that's got it's Daniel Craig version, and he's in a DB5 from Skyfall.
Oh, nice.
Of course, that one's hard to find, but they have one. It's kind of funny. It's weird that like they're very undescript faces. Oh, you get a phone call there, bud?
Yeah, sorry about that.
I think if you answer, you'll probably fuck all this up. So
now, I don't know if you can still see me. I need to.
I was gonna bring it up.
There we go.
Your connection's kind of rough.
My connection?
Yeah. Do you see like by your name? There's like a microphone thing, and then like internet signal.
Yeah, which is weird. I mean, like, I've noticed that I'm lagging a little bit, but hopefully it doesn't mess with the audio.
The audio seems perfect. It's just sometimes you're lagging in and out, but the audio is fine. It's just the video.
Well, I can live with that.
The video, I don't. Yeah, that's fine. As long as the audio, as long as like the source material. Yeah, I agree. So like the weird thing I was gonna say is that their faces are very nondescript, like they're pop Funkos, right? It's just a plain fucking
Right.
plastic. However, if you look at the one of Daniel Craig, of Sean Connery, Roger Moore, they look eerily like you can tell which one it is. You know, you're like, oh, that one's Roger Moore's. You know, and it's just kind of crazy. I don't know. I'll try and find one because it would be nice.
Right.
But yeah, that's I know we just kind of ramble for a little bit about the drink. I think it's if I had to place it on the 4 out of the 4 of them,
Yeah.
I think this is the best one.
I'm trying to think, like, based off of our notes. I really enjoyed that first one.
Oh, you remember?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you did.
I would. This would probably be either 1 or 2, but yeah, I've also, like, I don't know. You ever go to a bar and order a martini? Like, I feel a little pretentious doing it. However, I've probably done it more than I almost want to admit.
Like a martini, or just like
Yeah, just going in and get a martini. Like, I feel like, I mean, it's definitely like a high social, drink where it's kind of thought of.
oh yeah, it
It's
definitely
definitely,
has like a aloof feel to it.
yeah, it's definitely like, now I generally just order one, and then if I still am thirsty for something else, I will probably go on menu and grab something else that's not as strong, because I don't know how many martinis I can suck down before you're dragging me out of there, fireman carry.
I'm sure you can suck down quite a bit. Drinks? I don't know. But I don't think I've ever really ordered a martini. Although it's so simple. I guess sometimes I feel like I'm at a bar. If I'm at like a fancier bar that would make martinis, I want like other kind of drinks.
Right.
Like
And
they probably have special ones that they make. I'm like, I kind of want to try those instead.
well, the other thing with martini is, it kind of is, it's kind of like the whiskey drinks, in the sense of like vermouth and your gin or your vodka, whatever you're drinking, that's kind of your flavor,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
if you're drinking I mean, I definitely wouldn't be drinking a martini with Beefeater.
Well, that's the funny thing is this a Tanqueray, and I was like, like
Yeah.
this is the 2020s. Okay, this isn't 1960s. We have advancements in gin. We don't have to settle for Tanqueray. That's all I'm gonna say.
Well, and I don't know when this recipe book was created, but yeah, I don't know how.
I'll grab it before the next segment.
Sure.
Right.
I don't know how close they're trying to get to the error, but yeah.
But yeah, good. I think it's probably the best one. Not a really high bar to like cross, but to clear.
Right.
But,
and then I do know something that we might do in the future. Something you and I have kind of been kicking around is going off script out of the recipe book and making a drink that is featured in the movie itself.
Sure. Did you make one?
I did not make one, but just bring it up to the viewer or viewers at home. Kind of kicked around the idea of making a rum Collins.
Yeah, which it sounds interesting because Tom Collins are good. So I mean, I can't imagine it being bad at all. But
yeah, so I mean, it's pretty much was just like white rum and had some tonic water or club soda, and then a little lemon, and
I think the problem
they
is I have
garnished it with a couple cherries.
Yeah, I think all I have is dark rum.
Yeah,
and dark rum's much better. But anyway,
but based off of how we've been doing our drinks, light rum, dark rum, it doesn't really matter.
That's true. This says I went rum. I went with vodka. How's that? It's a rum calling.
No. Yeah. Win in Rome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're back.
We are back.
Here we are. Ready to do a review of Thunderball, the 4th James Bond film. 4th to feature Sean Connery.
Right.
1965. Before we get into it, I mentioned that this was the book we've talked about before, Shaken. The bar Swift. Not Taylor, the bar. We made the drink Spectre. Let me just give you a picture of it real quick. This is what it was supposed to look like. Nice and yellow, a little lemon peel in it. If you guys were wondering, it's Spectre stands for Special Executive for Counterintelligence, Terrorism, Revenge, and Extortion. But anyway, there's this whole story about why they made the drink, but I don't know if you want to get into that. And the drink, gin I used was Junipero. It's a nice Californian gin. Good stuff. Check it out. They don't sponsor us. Neither is a book, so just check them out anyway. Fuck it.
At this point in time, no one sponsors us, but hey, we'll change that.
Yeah, so I just finished watching it before we started recording here, so it should be fresh in my mind.
Okay.
But I have a reason why I don't think it is. We'll get into that when it happens. But
okay.
Do you want to do your thing?
Yeah. And then we'll hop into this movie.
Yeah, sure.
All right. So Thunderball starts out with James Bond going to a funeral. Then he ends up tailing
with the JB name on it, initials.
Okay. Then he ends up tailing the widow. Turns out the widow is the general that supposedly died. James Bond ends up killing him. Then we find out that this general that he killed was number 6 of the Spectre group. And they show number 2, which has a really awesome eye patch, who's kind of the main villain of this movie named Largo. Long story short, Largo ends up hijacking I think it was a UN plane that had 2 atomic weapons, and then they blackmailed the UN.
NATO.
Okay, UN, NATO. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
NATO. Yeah, they end up hijacking this plane. They steal these bombs, and then they're blackmailing NATO to try to get quite a bit of money. While this is going on, James Bond goes down to the Bahamas and runs into Largo, or number 2. Long story short, he ends up banging Largo's henchman. He ends up banging Largo's girlfriend. Largo dies, and hey, what do you know? They end up recovering the atomic weapons before they're set to blow up Miami. So yeah, that's my review.
That's your recap. I do.
Sure. Yeah.
So I was gonna say, they jumped right. I thought it was overall. I thought this was a very almost right there as the cookie cutter Bond film.
Yeah, didn't it feel like this was like the first 3 movies were kind of like we had pieces, and then bam, this felt like a pretty Bondy Bond movie, you know?
For sure.
I looked it up. So with Goldfinger, so that budget was $3 million. This budget was $9 million. So, 3 times. So like some of those scenes when they were doing this underwater fighting and all the sharks and everything. Definitely they had more money to kind of do this higher stunts and go to the Bahamas and that kind of thing.
Yeah, I thought they did a lot more set pieces, like underwater.
Yeah.
And all that stuff. And I think the fact that they jumped in right away with the opening was like he jumped into his car and it was all the same gadgets. Excuse me. And like all that shit. And it was like ready to go, like Bond's ready to fuck shit up.
Well, and then correct me if I'm wrong, but so I believe this was the first movie that actually had a song for the title of the movie.
Goldfinger did.
And their song was called Goldfinger?
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
Okay, well, maybe it wasn't as obviously it wasn't as memorable to me if I'm not remembering it.
Goldfinger is good.
Well, no, the movie was good, but the song.
No, I thought the Goldfinger song I thought it was iconic.
Okay,
but that's just me, I guess. I'm sorry.
I mean, we'll eventually get to it, but obviously there is one song from the Bond movie that I think is the most iconic because it eventually was sampled by a lyrical genius, or lyrical god, to be a pretty hit song in 2005. But we're jumping ahead.
Yeah. Well, you're going a little bit much there. So I think it still was a good song. It's a good intro, good I don't know what the hell to say, but like cinematography. I don't know.
It just seemed like
the intro, like I gotta send Brandy an injury update. We're playing each other in fantasy this week, and I'm trying not to
collude.
Talk shit, but yeah. I try to like lose with dignity, I guess. Okay. Like
sure.
I don't want to be like, I hate you. How dare you beat me? Nah. But yeah, the title was pretty like drawn out like Bond style. I thought it was great. I know we can talk about the movie magic, right, and the coincidences, but what's the coincidence that Bond is at a rehab facility that all of fucking Spectre shit going down?
Right.
Like, wow, how convenient. And his room is right next to him.
Yeah.
No, he went to the other guy's room. That's right. Okay. So he's at this rehab place. And the one thing I gotta say about that is 10 minutes in? I'm already taking the counter up for the rapey scene. Hard R.
Yep.
Excuse our language. But I was like, man, already picking up after Pussy Galore. Here we go again.
So, that I am officially tracking the bangs, per movie. So
you're just making
so far,
perhaps.
I would say that this movie had the most what's the word I want to use? We'll say over the top bangs. So one
go on.
We'll call the first one a blackmail bang.
Yeah, that's pretty. Yeah. Yep. I can think of one way.
Yeah, like he's like, I'm gonna tell your boss, and she's like, don't do that, I'll get in trouble. And he's like, well, I could think of one way to keep my mouth shut, right. And then he kind of just, it got weird. So we'll say blackmail bang. The second one, bang thy enemy. He knew that the henchman was Spectre. He saw the ring.
Oh, he knew from the beginning, yeah.
And my man doesn't care. Not at all.
No, he doesn't. It's
no.
like, and you gotta think he's gotta know at some point that when he finds out that he's gonna flip his shit, you know what I mean? Like,
right.
And he does.
Like my man thinks that he can just like bang his way. Now let's just say that last movie with Pussy Galore, maybe in maybe kind of affected his mind a little bit because, he was able to bang her to see, the truth and come to the light side,
Nice. And yeah, he kind of thought he could do whatever he wanted.
Yeah, so maybe he's like, okay, yeah, I'm dealing with a Spectre henchman, but I've got a magical penis,
Works every time.
All right.
Last thing
Now,
helped me stop the dude from stealing all the gold, so why not?
now
I
let's
can see that, but I
let's
thought it was
talk about the
yeah.
most over the top bang. The underwater bang.
Go on.
My dude bangs Domino, which is Largo's girlfriend, under the fucking water. Like, they're both in scuba gear.
I don't know how it actually how did it actually work? Is what I'm getting at. So the fact that they were in scuba gear, a wetsuit. I guess you just gotta rip it open. Perhaps.
Fuck, I don't know, but like you just kind of saw the bubbles on, I'm like I said, I'm tracking how many bangs. So I was like, wait,
So
did he just bang her?
Yeah. So is this going in there? It's going to the
And then, they kind of flash forward to them being on the beach, and James Bond's like, I hope we didn't scare the fishes. I was like, oh yeah, they definitely had underwater sex. Like, what the fuck?
Oh man.
So this movie had
how long did you know her for like a day?
yes, I don't know. It was weird. Like, I think that they were in the Bahamas for like 3 or 4 days, but like,
So
I will say from the get go, this girl was like smitten with
they always
Barb.
are.
Yeah, like
Well,
now.
okay, so on Largo's topic of Largo,
Mhm.
I think very good bad guy, very good.
Yeah,
I think the fact that they set this up right in the beginning where all the double O's were together in a meeting,
right.
and I don't think we haven't seen that. We haven't seen at all that there's that many until now.
Right.
And the fact that something brought them all together makes you feel like this is some ridiculous, this is some shit going down. And I thought it was a good way to like open up the Spectre guys mean business. They need business. And Largo's number 2. Again, I'll kind of we've been doing this too the whole time. We're like things that Austin Powers spoofed.
Right.
And I thought a lot of it was the last movie was quite a bit like Goldfinger.
Right.
This one might have more. Like the opening scene with Spectre, and they throw the dude, and they electrocute him, and dump his body into like an incinerator below.
Right.
100% stolen. Number 2 with the eye patch. The girlfriend at the casino scene is literally from the first one where he's like, I also like to play dangerously or live dangerously, I suggest you stay, sir. Or I suggest you hit, sir. I'll stay. That whole scene, it's like ripped right from Thunderball. But
Right.
But I think spoofs are done tactfully by spoofing off things that are very what's the word I'm looking for? Like prominent, very effective.
Right.
If number 2, what's his name again? Largo.
Largo.
If Largo was a shitty bad guy and it was boring as fuck, they would not have spoofed him at all.
Right.
So
my only criticism of like I almost felt like it was unrealistic for Largo to be so high up in the Spectre. What was he doing, his own stunts for? Like why did he kept going kept diving? Like
he just
I
liked
feel
to be in it. He liked to be in the thick of it.
I feel like that's not what a number 2 does. He's got a henchman.
I'm sure, yeah. Well, oh yeah. So here's another one. The sharks in the pool eat Dr. Evil. Dr. Evil is Largo, dude. Like,
Right.
but he's also number 2, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
yeah, like, I don't know what he's got. Maybe you don't really have complete autonomy until you're number 1.
Yeah.
I don't know how Spectre works, bro. That's all I'm saying. I'm not
Yeah.
in
I
the organizational breakdown of Spectre. But I
now,
agree. Number 2, you're pretty high up there.
I will also agree that I mean this this had quite a few like, high ups for me. As far as like one, yeah, so far I'd say Largo's probably best boss. Domino, my
Yeah.
favorite Bond girl
Yeah.
so far. Um
Why is that?
oh
Not a high bar to cross, or
no, I don't know. So like I mean the first one, I mean that mildly retarded girl.
or R, but
Okay, that mildly I don't know, she could read at like a third grade level. Like I don't know, it just felt inappropriate to be, banging her. Um and then I don't know. There was something with from Russia with I mean, one, you already know I wasn't a big fan of that movie,
she
but
was she was kind of a damsel
yeah,
in distress kind of thing. Is what she
yeah,
was.
but she wasn't. Like, she was also supposed to be, this like higher up like KGB member. Uh
I don't know if she. I know what you're saying, and I don't know if she was.
and then
See,
the third one was Pussy Galore, and I don't know, she seemed old to me, yeah.
it was very the
Uh
pantsuit. It's the pantsuit.
yeah, yeah,
Gives off old lady vibes.
so like I don't know, like from the get-go, like Domino, like, and she just seemed like the first, like, okay, this is a ball girl, you know.
Yeah,
Um
that's
and
true. And then the other girl, I can't remember her name, but she was like the assassin chick that
yeah,
had massive ego.
sure,
Yeah. She was also one of those like femme fatale Bond girl chicks,
right.
So you might have 2 Bond girls, honestly, if you think about it. In this one,
Yeah, I'm a stick with Domino, but yeah,
yeah,
and then
the best one for you.
Bond said some really dumb Bond shit when uh he's got the henchmen, and they're dancing, and he sees that he's about to get shot, so he turns and she gets shot. Uh
Yeah.
and then he like puts her down at a table. He's like, "Hey, can my friend sit here? She's dead." like
You think
like
he meant to say she's dead tired?
I
And he was like, she's dead.
like
I'm not a liar.
that's that's what I assumed. It was like, oh, she's dead tired, but like, yeah, he's just like,
Sure.
she's dead.
She's
Like,
she did.
okay.
There was something he said earlier too. I can't remember it. I'd have to watch it again where he had some stupid saying too. And it might have something to do with when he locked that dude into the steamer thing in the beginning. Like he put the broom on him.
Right.
I don't know. That was also funny. Not to go all the way back, but the spine stretcher.
Yeah. Where he's just kind of like,
yeah. Okay, I was like, that kind of looks painful, but not really.
yeah,
I was like,
I don't know what ultimately was going to happen to him, but kind of bring up something. This is the first time that I noticed that Sean Connery was Scottish.
oh,
So like,
is that
obviously
the
I
show
know
for,
Sean
or
Connery is Scottish, but like uh in all the Bond movies, like, he doesn't sound, Scottish. And there was definitely, like, when he was talking with Felix towards the end, and he was, Felix was in the helicopter, like, he said some straight up shit, and I was like, dog, how is this the first time that your Scottish accent is just like
phenomenal actor?
full-fledged?
phenomenal actor. That's all it is. He's just talent, pure.
So like I don't know if he'd been hiding it, and they're like,
Yeah.
hey, like you're supposed to be British, but like
Yeah.
there was no way hiding some of these scenes. Like he definitely went full Scottish.
On Felix. I think this is the first time we've seen Felix since Doctor No.
I thought Felix was in the last one. Yeah, no, Felix was definitely in
He was, yeah,
Goldfinger.
sorry, because he was helping. He had,
Yeah,
my
he was in
bad.
Kentucky.
But they also it's a different actor every time. You don't fucking know.
Yeah.
But yeah, sorry, I got a serious question, guys. Gotta pick a tree. Okay, right?
Peach tree?
No, Christmas tree.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what I'm looking at. She just says, "Does this look okay, right?"
Yeah, it looks great.
Looks like a Christmas tree. Get it? Sounds good. I can put my ornaments on it. Okay, cool. Great. She's gonna listen to this anyway. Yeah, Felix has like a wide range of talents that we never discuss. This man just whips up a helicopter.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, you want to go down the ocean?" And he's like, first he's like, "I don't know, Bond." And he's like, "But you know what? Let's go down the ocean, water."
Okay.
Like land a helicopter on the ocean.
There was a scene where Felix, I can't remember if he was driving a boat or on the beach, but he's just wearing a suit, and I'm like,
yeah,
dog, are you trying to look like a CIA agent? Like,
and what's funny is that like he gets punched in the stomach by Bond because he's like, "You're about to say 007," and I was like, "Yeah, I agree with Bond, but like, how the fuck does a CIA agent just go around willingly like, 'What's up, 007?'"
Yeah, like you're just two guys at the club,
What's
just
up, bro?
Yeah,
Suit, bro. Same here. CIA. You gotta do what you gotta do.
Can we kind of talk about this? So as cool as it was, they landed an airplane on the ocean floor.
Oh yeah,
and then they covered it up with a net, right?
Sure.
So think about the fact that we have CIA and we got MI6, and I know this was 1965, but you're still talking about sophisticated like technology.
Sure.
These two homeboys, like there's like a day left until they have to pay, like, what was it, like $20 million?
It was like 100 million pounds.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
They have to pay all this money and they're looking for this airplane. And you would think they would have more sophisticated technology than two mildly drunk guys flying around in a helicopter with binoculars.
Right.
Like, okay, so you're telling me that he just stumbled upon, just looking. I've just got binoculars.
He's just like, boom, found it, dude. It's right there. Found it. Something here. Sharks. Shoot.
Yeah.
Yeah, it feels like shoot a shark. Snipe. Nailed it.
So you might have cleared this up for me, but when we had that epic underwater fight, that was the other Double-O's? Or was that just like an army?
It might have been just like an MI6, like an army.
Okay.
I don't think it was the Double-O's. I don't remember them being like all the Double-O's.
The only thing that confused me was
based on the fact that at the beginning, M was like, "Hey, each person has their own designated, detailed like orders, assignments."
Right.
And Bond specifically asked to be put on Nassau instead of somebody else.
Yeah, because he's trying to bang Domino.
We know that. Yes. We do know why he's trying to go there. And it's not to stop Largo, it's to fuck his girlfriend, right? Or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So, like, but M is like, okay, cool. So he probably took another 00 off of Nassau and put him on there, is what I'm thinking. You know what I mean? Like, and that's so with that, I think that to me, they're all doing other shit. And they just call an army in. And so that's what my thought. I will say thanks for bringing up the underwater because I remember why I like this film. I do. I'll probably give it a good grade, but I hated the underwater scenes.
Really?
They're confusing to me.
Okay.
I think they tried with Bond wearing like a bright colored wetsuit sometimes. And everyone else wore like black. But there's just a lot of shit going on. A lot of dudes just running into each other, and they just take their mask off and they die. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, and that was always their move. They'd be fighting like, and you're just like,
Yeah, just cut the
you're dead, and you're like, But like, it got like kind of confusing. Harpoon guns, just dudes' body limbs flying around, and it comes back because I think they realize it's very exotic to fight in the water and stuff, right? So I think they bring in more movies. I didn't like the water. I don't know about you.
So far, I would say that's probably my favorite large scale fight of the 4 movies we've seen.
I mean, I think in general, the fighting cinematography has gotten a lot better.
Yeah.
Within the 4 films.
Sure.
At this point, like it is, yes.
And
the Fort Knox one was pretty good, honestly, Goldfinger, but like
ish.
I know. Odd Job, that fight was a bit rough. But someone just fall.
I don't know. They're slamming doors somewhere, but
someone just fell. But so you rank bad guys. Rank them. Largo against
so far I
Finger.
need to start writing this shit down because
me too.
Who do we even say the bad guy from Russia with Love? Were we saying that?
So I'd say it was the chick Rosa Klebb, and I think the henchman is Grant.
Okay, so what's her name? Number 3, number 8?
Was she number something? Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
Number 6, number 3, number 4.
So number 1, I would say
I'll look it up.
That's fine. Number 1, I would say Largo.
Yeah.
Yep. And then
Goldfinger.
No. I don't know.
Number 1.
What?
You just said number 1, Largo.
Yeah, number 2, Goldfinger.
Okay.
Also, can we just slightly touch on it? Right now, Goldfinger is just really feeling like an oddball movie so far because you have 4 movies and 3 of them are about Spectre. And then they just threw in Goldfinger and he had no affiliation.
Number 3, sorry.
Okay.
Was number 3.
Okay.
Yeah, that is very true. There's literally no connection.
Yeah.
Because Dr. No.
Yep.
Was a club, and then now, yeah.
Yeah, so I'd say Largo, Goldfinger. Now it's I'll probably say Dr. No and then number 3.
You just hated her. Yeah. You hate that movie.
Yeah.
I think, man, I don't know. I think Largo's probably number 1. He just had a grand scale attack. A plan that was like more than just like, hey, I'm gonna kill Bond.
Right.
Almost like he didn't give a fuck about Bond. He's just doing his own shit.
Right.
There's a difference, I think, with like Goldfinger is kind of the same way. That's why he's probably number 2. They had their own thing they were trying to do, and Bond interfered. I feel like Rosa targeted Bond.
Right.
But I think she's still 3 to me because Dr. No was kind of just there and then he died.
Yeah.
He kind of existed and then he kind of didn't exist.
Yeah, but I still feel like there was more of kind of an emphasis on Dr. No than there was number 3.
Is mystery and like, it's only
guys,
how is only described mystery, right?
He had his own island,
That's true. Rosa was, all right, you convinced me. Rosa's last. Number 3 is actually number 4. All right. 4.
So they didn't really have a ton of cars. They did have the DB5 early in the
intro scene.
Yeah. Other than that, like, didn't really have too many cars to talk about. And then as far as like uh the the gadgets, um, I
I
don't think any of them were spectacular. They were kind of
no.
more for like, I mean, they were definitely like uh tactful, but like,
Tactical or tactful? You mean like as in like discreet?
uh I'll say tactical. Okay, that's probably the word I was going for. Uh,
Well, yeah, I was
you
gonna
know,
say
the one he could breathe, breathe underwater for 4 minutes, and there was one where it's like, hey, if you're lost, shoot this flare gun. Uh,
Mhm.
and then the last one was like a homing beacon, and then the Geiger Mueller. But like,
Yeah.
I don't know, like give me like a fucking watch at
I mean,
like
compared
shit
to
cut smoke and
Goldfinger,
shit.
where Goldfinger introduced the car and everything, right?
Right.
And so like there's all that, and then like now you're like, hey, here's an air tank,
Yeah.
a Geiger meter. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I'm with you. Far less exciting gadgets. The Goldfinger's number one, introducing the car and everything. Unfortunately, this is number two because there was none in Doctor No, so that's all the way at the bottom.
Right.
And From Russia with Love only had like,
The gun.
well, it had the briefcase thingy with the
Yeah.
cat,
Oh yeah.
right? So three. But
Ah,
I mean, like, I think before this movie, you thought maybe the projection was like every movie would be crazier and crazier shit.
right.
Eventually, we do get to that point, but not yet.
Right.
Um, which is kind of ironic considering we did say that this is kind of like the first one where it's like a Bond movie, kind of.
Right.
What else did we rank? I can't remember the location, the locale.
Uh, it was mostly NASA. I I don't know.
Yeah,
I have this higher than fucking Kentucky. Uh,
yeah.
you know,
Better than Russia, the train.
yeah, yeah.
Better
And
than
then
Jamaica. It kind of
and
felt the same as Jamaica.
right. So I
I
don't
think
know.
it's, but I mean, I guess it's better production, more money was in it, so it probably looks better than like.
Yeah, and I mean, like we were talking about the cinematography. I mean, you had a lot of shots of like fishes and underwater and shit like that. So, um, and then did we officially rank the Bond girls?
I don't think we actually officially. I know you're.
Uh, Domino number one.
Okay.
Um, yeah, I'll probably still go with Pussy Galore number two. Uh, I'll put uh I'll put the little defector from Russia number three, and then uh that illiterate girl is, yeah, she's probably gonna be number 25 when everything's said and done.
I like the.
Like,
We'll see, but I have a feeling there might be some rough ones in the Moore era. The Moore era gets kind of. I think you think Connery's a womanizer now, bro. What's that
I'm
not
telling you, like, I don't remember the more
Yeah.
movies being as rough
All right. Well,
as you do.
buckle up, motherfucker. Because so if I remember correctly, he's like the number one womanizer is Roger Moore. The number one cheese factor is Roger Moore. But like it's okay, we'll get there. Um, I have to agree with you. It's just because of it's four of them, right? So,
Yeah,
but like, fuck. Now I see why martinis are kept cold.
right. Um,
Um, as for the movie, I guess I can't remember anything else. Are we at the movie already? At the review?
uh, yeah, I mean,
Because there was no other weapons. It was harpoons. They use harpoons a lot.
yeah,
A lot of poon action.
yeah, I was definitely fine with that.
Yeah, the more poon, the better.
Yes, the more poon, the better. Um, uh, so as of right now, the This is my number one.
So last week, your number one was Goldfinger.
Yep.
Or I just say last episode. Whatever.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I mean, I guess it's a good sign that everyone isn't.
Yeah,
the new one coming out isn't. Yeah.
And I will say so. This I looked it up. So I told you that this one, the budget was $9 million. It made like $143 million. And
did you look at the inflation?
What?
Yeah. Are you going to say that? I was like, did you look at like the equivalent to today?
Yeah, it would be like the highest grossing movie of all time. It'd be like $1.8 billion or some dumb shit like that.
1.3 something billion?
Yeah.
It's insane.
Yeah. Like I don't know. I think and they said like this is kind of it for a while as far as like just how much money it made, you know, because
it's funny to me. One little interesting like tidbit is that Ian Fleming wrote the novel to this in 1961.
Yeah,
this came out in 1965. You know, like now, obviously, Ian Fleming's passed away.
Right.
You know, we're at the 25th film. You're like kind of like it's taken a mold of its own, the character off the novels, and it's its own thing now. But like, it's kind of funny to think about. Like, they had that book fresh, and they're like, "This is a good story. We're gonna make it a movie." You know what I mean? Like right away.
Right.
And he wrote that. That came out the year before Dr. No came out. So it makes me think that maybe they read that. People read that book. It was popular, and they're like, "Let's make a franchise."
Yeah.
I agree. I think this is my favorite one, even with the water.
Yep.
I think Goldfinger's number 3. No, sorry, 2, because the third film, number 2.
I agree.
And I think we're backwards, but I think Rush of Love is 3 now for me. And,
and
4.
You and I are flipped.
And I'm not saying anything bad about Dr. No, but I'm just saying like it's just sometimes you like to see this though.
It's the first one, yeah.
Because for me, it's literally every movie has gotten better.
Mm-hmm.
It sucks when you see number 1 is still better than number 4 or whatever the fuck. You know, sometimes it is like that, and it's not great. So like, yeah, we flop on the bottom, but the top 2 right now are the same for me. I think it might, if I remember correctly, get a little rough after this. Not too bad. Kind of plateau, kind of dip. Forever is coming up, and I think You Only Live Twice is coming up or something like that.
You Only Live Twice is the next one.
Yeah, we'll see. All right.
And then, if I remember correctly, it's You Only Live Twice, and then On Her Majesty's Secret Service, and then Diamonds Are Forever is them bringing Connery back.
Yeah. It's funny. I think we'll see this come and go with each Bond actor. I like to think that at the end of the actor's like career, sometimes they either check out or they've overstayed their welcome. And you know, like whatever happens, like usually the last film or so with Craig, we can talk about that because kind of, but you know,
well, like we'll get to that, but
you know, like it kind of shows like sometimes they either don't they're done with it, or the themes of it need to be updated, kind of thing, right?
Well, I would say so far. So the first movie came out in 62?
I think it was 62. Yeah.
So, we've got one Bond movie every year, right? So we're in 65 and we're on the 4th one. So,
like it's like they pumping them out.
Yeah. So like, I guess I'm just saying like, Connery so far, like, he was like, he's still in his like mid late 30s right now. Whereas think of like Pierce Brosnan, like they brought him in the mid 90s, and then you know it was like he did 4 movies. Yeah, he did 4 movies as well, and you know it was like a difference of like 8 years or so.
Yeah.
And then you know like Daniel Craig was already like 40 when they brought him, in for the first one.
Yeah, like 2006. I want to
Yeah.
say it was Casino, and then like fuck, dude, No Time to Die came out what 2022, 2021, something like because it was COVID
Yeah.
slowed it down, right?
Yeah. So I think it was 2021.
And how was that? Was his fifth one?
Yeah.
5 in fucking 15 years, dude.
Yeah.
I know there's a lot more into it, and it has to do with the fact that the set pieces are fucking massive, the money going into it, all the production values skyrocketed. But it does suck when Roger Moore can get like 16 films in a year done. And it takes 16 years for Daniel Craig to get one movie done, kind of thing,
Well,
it's just nature of the Hollywood,
Well, we'll get to it. It wasn't Roger Moore.
We're not trying to steal the thunder of Thunderball, but the Thunderball of the movie. So, to stick on the fact is, this is the best one so far.
Yeah,
I think this might be the if I had to recommend one Connery era filmed, it might be this so far. This one.
And I guess we'll see when we wrap up Diamonds Are Forever.
That's right. We'll see what happens. I think we'll get to it. We will jump to On Her Majesty's and then jump back before we give since there's only one with him with Lazenby. Yeah. We could watch that and we can come back and then we can give her a full Connery wrap up. Because I think it is weird, but it'd be kind of weird to wrap it up.
And I'm interested to watch that movie again because I remember watching it the first time and not understanding why there was so much of a backlash. So, cool, man. But yeah, we are definitely getting ahead of ourselves.
What are you sitting on?
What?
What are you sitting on?
A beanbag chair.
Okay. Is your back dying?
Yeah, I am. I'm about done, but that's okay. I think we're kind of wrapping
it up. Yeah, for your back's sake.
Yeah, so I believe the next time you will see us is You Only Live Twice. Yep.
Are you checking it now? Yep.
Yep. So. You Only Live Twice.
That one's in Japan.
I'm looking forward to it.
Go get some Roku gin, maybe.
All right.
Maybe. Yeah. So, we'll just wrap it all up here. Thanks for just stopping by. Thanks for bonding over Bond with us.
Is that I'm sorry. I feel like we're still figuring. It's bonding over Bond, right? Or is it James Bonding?
I put bonding over Bond.
All right, love it.
That's what I wrote out on Buzzsprout. I don't know.
All right, bonding over Bond.
How's that sound? Yeah. Yeah, go check it. Thanks for bonding over Bond with us. Let us know what you thought. What have you seen the movies? If you're a big Bond fan, like your thoughts on Connery, your thoughts on this one. Are we way out of left field on our opinions? Because I know we are.
We're not.
And check us out on, if you're just hearing this randomly, check us out on Twitter. Check us out on X. X gonna give it to you. Check us on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch. I do some Twitch shit. Not really. This might go on Twitch when we go live sometimes. We're trying to expand the brand. Send us a DM if you want us to bring up any topics on here. If you want to shout out. What else have we done, Mike? I can't think. We have a Discord page. If you want to join the Discord page, feel free to just hit us up, ask us for the invite. You might be able to Google search Gin Sofa Podcast Discord. We just want to have everybody in there. We ask questions, opinions, put up polls of dumb shit. Like what's your favorite candy? Which one fits up your butt easier? And you just kind of vote, and we'll talk, and maybe we'll talk about it on the pod. So yeah, go check that out. Thanks for stopping by, guys. Gin Sofa
out.